Hi, everyone. Okay, so today I want to talk about it's another thing that's been on my mind. What you should focus on when you're trying to achieve a goal, right? So there's so many things out there, right? And it can get overwhelming. On one hand, you want to create a vision board and do that. And then on the other hand, maybe you need a to-do list, or really you should measure. You should measure what you're doing. And it kind of gets confusing. You're like, well, which one do I do? Which one's more helpful? Or which direction I go, or if I just do this, will it work, or just do that? Here's the deal. You do all of the things and then keep your eye on one thing. So I'm going to go over. I could type it up on the computer, but what fun would that be? Now you get to see how terrible my handwriting is. But basically, you're going to do all three. So let me walk you through this, because it's basically a 3-step process to pull everything together, to pull together your plan, your metrics, and I like to call it your achievement list, not your to-do list, but your achievement list. So it's 3 things that you pull together, and then we'll talk about where you need to keep your eyes, where to keep your eyes when you're working on this goal. Okay, so I don't know if I planned this out 100%. So here's your goal page, right? This top part, and the reason I'm putting this on poster board, let me tell you, because this is what I do. Literally, I have a half-size poster board on my desk right now with my current, like all this stuff. I do this over and over. I've done this for like 17 years. I used to do well, okay, I'm a liar. I have full-size poster board a lot right now. I'm just doing a half-size because I don't know why. I wanted it to fit on my desk. But I love poster board. This is how I do it. But basically, first thing you're going to do is put together your goal, right? So this is where like vision boards happen. This is where your why happens. And I'm just going to use direct sales examples, because that's mostly what, I've made goals for the past 17 years, pretty much, kind of. And so basically, like the what. So like, let's say you're in direct sales and you want to be, super platinum or double starred gold, whatever. Like there's so many different names in different companies, right? What is it you want? Then you kind of have to put the when, like when do I want to achieve this by? I'm going to sit crooked the whole time. That's just how it's going to be. When do you want to achieve this by? And then your why. Why am I doing this? Why? That's the why is important. I think I dogged on the why a little bit about a week ago. The why is important. It's just not everything, right? It's not the reason why things do or don't fail. And so sometimes people like, I love vision boards. I love vision boards. They're adorable. I've done several, right? Vision boards are great. They're just not, they're one part of the process. They're one part of the process. So right up here, you want to know, what is it I'm going for? What am I going for? When does it need to be done by? Why am I doing it? A lot of times, this is like when they talk about SMART goals. A lot of the stuff that's in a SMART goal goes up here at the top. That's your overall reason the whole rest of the page is happening. Then the other thing to keep track of, ooh, this is easier for me. The other thing to keep track of is your numbers, right? So your numbers. So let's say in order to reach this goal, you need to sign up 10 more people. I have literally been known to get big puffy stickers and put 10 stickers on my page. And every time I added a new team member, I would write their name on the sticker. Or like, let's say you need to sell $5,000 this month, or team sales of 5,000, you put a thermometer, and as you go on. So the numbers are important. We have to watch the numbers. That's how we know if we got there or not, right? So this is what we want to be: double star, gold, platinum, ambassador, promoter, whatever. And when we want it and why, but we have to know what it takes to get there. So when you do this, you're like, oh, well, what do I want? I want to get to this level in sales. I need $5,000 more in sales. I need it in the next 30 days. Why? Because, I owe rent and my children like to eat. So then over here, it's like, okay, well, I already have, 1,500 in sales, and I have, that you have like 3.5 weeks left. How am I going to get to the 5,000? You need to know exactly how you're going to check to make sure you're getting there. Then we come to the achievement list. And this is like how you're going to make it happen, right? This is how you do this. So now for a lot of people, let's say it's your very first time, like you've never even ever added a team member and you don't even know how to do that. This is going to be like a little bit of a crapshoot, right? You're going to be like, well, you know, my company's training says this, or it says that, or, you know, I thank you. Or let's say, you know, you have an upline member and they're like, well, this is what I do. And this is what works for me. And you're like, okay, so you read some blogs, you watch some YouTube videos and you come up with ideas. So if you've never done this before, this will be like a guesstimate of to-dos. If you sign up people left and right and 2 times on Sunday, and you've been doing this for years, but you know, this year or this month or this week or whatever, there's a push, there's a shove, maybe there's a cruise, right, for you to win, or a trip. And so you're like, I need to make this and I want to keep track. I can't just grow like I normally do. It's focused, right? You'll put the things that have always worked for you, and you know that what to do to add a team member. And, you know, like when I do these things, and I usually add about 3 people a month, but I want to go to Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take it. We want to go to one of those places, and I need 10. So you might just then go ahead and take the things that you know work and times them by 3, right? Because normally you get 3, or maybe you'll times them by 4, just so like you shoot for 12 people, knowing 10 needs to happen. And then the same thing for sales. You know, maybe you normally sell $1,500 in a month, but you know, to get on that trip to the Caribbean, Alaska, wherever, or to pay, you know, rent, you need to get to 5,000. Okay. So you know what works to get to 1,500. You could do anything like, well, I'm going to do 3, I can do math, 3 times that much, or 3.5 times that much to get to the 5,000, or I'm going to do 3 times as much. And I'm going to add these 2 new things. When you're looking at your achievement list, I don't know, my legs are getting tired. When you're looking at your achievement list, there's things you're going to do daily for your business. Like, especially when you're adding team members, follow up with interested parties. That's a daily thing. Or even follow up with customers, right? Like, you're always going to have this list of like, you made contact with, you know, your customer that loves this thing or that thing. And they said, oh, I'm busy, you know, catch me tomorrow. You're like, so, you know, so they're on the list. Follow up is a daily thing. And you're like, you know, if I do a Facebook Live twice a week, I'm definitely gonna do that. And I definitely want to post to Instagram 3 times a week. And every other week, I want to, you know, whatever it is, host a Facebook party online, or have customers, you know, make sure I have at least 2 customer parties that month or something. And then, you know, something that you kind of do once a month that always helps, or, you know, you always have a incentive for your customers at the end of the month, or an incentive for your team members, for them to add people, you know, something that you do once a month to make these things happen. So a lot of people, when they've got all this put together, right, there's the what, when, what, there's the who, that's you, is basically the whole headline thing, what, when, why, for your goal. You know, sometimes people make vision boards, which I love, and then call it good. But it's just one part. It's just one part. It's just one part. The vision board is just one part of all of it. And then I know this part, some people don't like this part, but especially when there's incentives, like, you know what to work for, right? Or let's say your gold, you know, super promoter team person, and you want to be a platinum super supporter team person, or, you know, whatever names your company uses. And, you know, in general, I need about 2 more big leaders, and those leaders need 10 people, whatever. You put the numbers here. Make sure here, I'm going to tell you, okay, I'm just going to spoil the ending right now. This is where to keep your eye. You know why? You have no control over this. You don't have control over this. You don't have control over other people. You don't have control over how much your customers spend. You just don't. You don't have control over whether people sign up on your team or not. What you have control over is you. You have control over you. You have control over your behavior. You have control over your actions. This is where you need to be. Do you know what they call this in business? They call this a leading indicator or a leading measurement or leading activity. This is a lagging activity, a lagging measurement. This stuff needs to happen so you can make this happen, so you can get that. So yeah, you do need to keep an eye on this. Let's say that you've got this list. You're focused on the thing you have control over, and you've made the plan. You made your best guesstimate that if I do these 4 things daily, these things, you made your whole list and you're doing it and you're following your plan and you're doing everything your plan said, but you're halfway through the month and you only have 3 people signed up, or you only have 4. You're like, shoot, I need 6 more. Change your achievement list. Change the things here. Make this daily and that 2 times a week and this, twice a week instead of every other week. So you can adjust this. You can throttle it up. You can throttle it down. Hi, everyone. But to make this, to wiggle this lagging indicator, but this leading effort, this leading indicator, the leading measurements, this is the thing to keep your eye on. And as you grow, fill up your thermometer, write the names of new team members in the little squares, and maybe, a quarter of the way. I hate to say I'll set up a list of stuff, and after a week, I'm like, okay, wait, I need to change this a little bit. But I don't know if I would do major changes after 1 week, because in general, sales and adding team members doesn't just happen, after a couple of days. I mean, it takes, adding team members, you gotta work on other people's time, not your time. You have a cruise that you have 30 days to win. Your friend got all the time in the world. She got all the time in the world to join a company. She doesn't care if it's this day or 3 days from now. She don't care. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have control over other people. This is what you have control over. Focus on this. And about I like to do stuff by a month, because maybe that's my attention span, or that's how far. After a month, I definitely usually change this bad boy up and kind of throttle things up or throttle things down, or swipe something off and add something new and kind of adjust stuff, because I can wiggle this to make this happen. And then in the end, I get my vision board happens. And again, I love vision boards. I never want to seem like I'm dogging on them. I love them. They're one piece of the puzzle. So yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about that. Definitely need to do that. 100%. You have to look at your numbers, or you don't know what's working. This is the magic. This is what's to focus on. And anytime these things aren't happening for you, look here and just put your head down and do the things that you know or you hope will make this happen. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great week. Have a great 2021. Bye-bye.